my name is Captain Mike, and this is the legendary Free Spirit. Well, I wanted to give you guys an update on the storm we just had here in Hawaii. If you've been watching the news, you may have seen we had a pretty serious storm, probably like kind of one in every 10 or 20 year storm. When we get low pressure north of us, it draws up all this tropical moisture and wind, and it gets pretty crazy. So I don't know if you can see on the GoPro, we had some carnage in the mooring field. There's a boat underwater there, a boat without a mast there, a boat underwater right here next to me. My neighbor is about a quarter mile down there sideways on the beach. He used to be on this ball right behind me, which now just seems so close because it's not being pulled by a boat. Look how close this mooring ball is. And then the one behind there too, behind that platform boat, workboat, that was a fishing boat too that's gone. I don't even know where it is. Maybe we'll find it. So let's get in the dinghy and check out the carnage. All right, you guys, check out this nastiness that's still coming down the river. Yeah, the water's really gross. There's just logs floating by, all kinds of stuff. All right, I'm blowing up my dinghy. Let's check out what happened to this boat. My guess is that it was all his line was all chain, and I think the chain just snapped. So he had no elasticity in it. So yeah, there's the chain underwater. So his chain just snapped. And about 2 weeks ago, we had a bigger wind event, and it shredded so many sails out here that weren't tied up. So this is actually from a different storm, but you'll see about 6 boats out here that had their sails shredded about 2 weeks ago. So it's been a tough few weeks here with weather. Yeah, that jib is gone. Oh my God. Wow. So this boat ended up basically underneath the other boat, completely underwater. Look at that. So sad to see. Oh my gosh. Backtracking toward Free Spirit. She's right there. And kind of take a look at the damage. So we got one over here where the mast fell over. You'll see there's a trimaran where the mast fell over down there. Wow, check this one out. Also just swamped. Super sad. Another trimaran, man. So the wind So the wind was coming from the south, which is behind me, so it would be directly opposite from now. Right now all the boats are pointing north, northeast. So if you can look over there, can you see those two masts behind the island? I'm about to come around it. That boat was directly next to Free Spirit. I'm not sure how she made it through this entire mooring field. She must have hit something. She must have hit some boats. And that's a really big steel catch. And she made it all the way, wow, over to that beach. That's wild. But yeah, as we come around here, you can tell this is where other boats have ended up. So she drifted through this entire mooring field out into the flats here and ended up on the beach. There she is. Yeah, this is a steel catch. She was probably the closest boat to Free Spirit. How she ended up all the way over here. Wow. Check that out. Man, like I said, yeah, that was probably like a quarter mile. This one's been here forever. There's a couple way down there on the reef too. It looks like she's pretty much intact, but it's gonna be hard to get off the reef there. Oh my gosh. It was a really beautiful boat at one point. Oh, I just ran aground. Super shallow. Get back out of here. Wow, it's so shallow in here. Hopefully I didn't mess up my prop. There she is. Yeah, so like I was saying, she was tied onto her mooring ball with only chain, so there was just no stretch. So it was just like shock loading every single time. The wind shifted, so obviously that wasn't gonna last. Alright, let's make our way back here. So we actually have another system incoming. I have to check the weather. We actually have another small low coming. It's gonna bring rain and wind. So today, I'm gonna do a bunch of caulking. I found a few drips. One of my brand new chain plates, it kind of stretched the bulkhead. The bulkhead is the wooden part inside the boat, and so it's stretched enough to where the caulking lifted and is letting water in. So I have to re-caulk some parts. All right, let's go back to Free Spirit. We'll get some work done today. It's somewhat overcast, so I'll keep it a little bit cooler. Oh, here's a plane taking off. All right, there's Free Spirit. Looking good, all safe on her mooring. And again, that will go against fighter jet. The military takes off at Honolulu Airport as well. And so yeah, that boat on the beach literally would have been right here on the ball. I don't know how she didn't smash into us. Oh, here's another one. It could have been really bad. A steel boat into this, into the side of this boat would have been, may have been catastrophic. All right, here we are. Maybe have another coffee and then we'll start doing some work here.